Joseph Woll is becoming a bigger and bigger story by the day, Stewie. 36 stops last night. First off, what did you think of his game? Because, I had a lot of people messaging me, and this market, a goalie has a couple games, and you're like, holy smokes. Again, I know he comes with the pedigree, but I thought it was a lot of shots from the outside. But this is what you need. A quiet, confident effort from your goaltender makes 36 stops and a victory here for the Leafs.
Well, he definitely had a great game last night, and he's a .958 and 145 goals against on the season. But the one thing I'm surprised by is just the calmness in his game, right? He doesn't seem like he's swimming in the crease. He just finds a way to get in front of the pucks. And then I heard some headlines of him being compared to Carey Price, but I think it's based on his style. Yeah, he's got a long way to become a Carey Price, but I remember when Price came into the league, he just seemed to be in front of the puck, waiting for it to hit him. So Wall's a big guy, similar in stature, where the pucks just seem to hit him. So I like the confidence. I like the fact that he's outside of his crease. He's challenging pucks, and he doesn't look like a young rookie. He looks like a guy that knows exactly, what it takes to be a National Hockey League goaltender. So to do it in this market, I know it's early, it's a small sample size, and that's what we talk about Freddie Anderson, a couple of years ago, why I said he was a top 5 goalie in the National Hockey League, to be able to come into Toronto, into the spotlight. And the only headline that ever happened was when you left. That shows what type of goaltender that he was. So it takes a special kind of goalie to thrive in this market. And it's a small sample size, but Wall so far has proven that, hey, you know what, when relied upon, he can step up and answer the call.
Hey, unbelievably, those comments by Max Domi sort of comparing him and his demeanor, as you mentioned, to Carey Price, were taken out of context, and obviously the media in Toronto ran with it. But that's exactly what was meant in the context, I thought, by Max Domi, is that he's very, very quiet. That's the first thing I noticed way back when Joseph Woll made his debut. There's not an overreaction one way or another, and I'm not Mr. Goalie Guru or anything, but I think you playing the game and having been in this league, you have a lot of confidence in the goaltender who sort of reacts secondary. And I think I see that a lot with Joseph Woll, where he's very patient. It's sort of like he analyzes. It's sort of like when you talk to somebody, there's a lot of people in this world where you talk to them, they take in what you say and then they respond. I think that translates to Joseph Woll and how he plays. Again, granted, very early on in his NHL career, but there's this calmness to him I really like, Stewie.
Yeah, especially with all the pressure of this year, with the team only making it to the second round last year, and talking about, the core 4 and the window, and, how much is riding on this season. And, to come in relief of Samsonov last game and then just come in and put up another stellar performance. I think that's what's needed for this group. And I think for this team to take the next step, especially in the playoffs, you need that 1A, 1B. So for him to come in early and show, hey, I can play 25, I can play 30. If you need me to play 45 or 50, I can be that guy. So I think that's great. But what I liked as well was the Leafs didn't necessarily switch up their style. They weren't trying to overly protect them or insulate them. You saw the goal on that Ovechkin scored. They weren't focusing on defense on that particular play. And again, so he's shown that he can handle it. And I played with some great goalies in Luongo, Vokoun, Craig Anderson, and you mentioned that there's no high too high or low too low. So again, I know we're a little bit overanalyzing it because it's his second or third start, but again, it's early, but he's showing that, hey, he can do the job.